Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius.
And Ausra Pinkevičienė.
We have over 30 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 748 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Rin, and he writes, how do you choose your keys for your recent piece, for instance? And how do you choose the modulations in a piece? Next to that, I'm intrigued by the style from Ausra, where she uses a different key every few bars, but it still sounds so smooth. So our good friend Rin has a few questions about our compositions, right? Where shall we start, Ausra?
Well, from the beginning probably.
So, how do we choose keys?
Well, it depends on what piece I'm going to compose. If it's a piece based on, let's say, Gregorian chant or a hymn tune, then I look at the original key of the hymn tune or at the mode of a given chant and choose the opening key accordingly. And if it's a free composition, then I'm free to choose what I want. So usually I like some keys more than others. For example, I like D major.
D flat major.
Could be D flat major. Actually, it does not make much difference for me. Although in general I prefer, for example, some flat keys instead of sharps. For example, E flat major and C minor sounds better for my ear than E major or C sharp minor. I don't know, for some reason. They seem to me more natural. And I love key like D minor and in general like D Dorian mode. So, but other than that, it's just matter of pure coincidence. Because these pieces that we compose, these are, keyboard pieces. So you don't have to choose keys so carefully as, for example, if you would be composing for voice.
Or stringed instruments.
Yes, yeah.
Or wind instruments.
Yes. So we can be more flexible. What about you with this? Do you choose keys differently or?
I'll think about whom I am composing to, whom I am composing for. For example, if I am going to compose for Rin, I would avoid keys with more than 3 accidentals, I would say. He can play more, but he prefers less, so I wouldn't challenge him without any reason, but sometimes keys within the piece. That's another question that he asks. How do you choose the modulations in a piece, right? How do you switch from one key to another? And that's related question to what I'm about to say. It's related to the form in my instance. If let's say I have a ABA form and I want to finish in the key that I started, let's say F major. So in the middle of that piece, I am free to do what I want, but again, thinking strategically what that person could, easily play. And there is like some rule of thumb if I want to play, if I want to sound the piece smooth as possible, I would choose closely related keys for that middle movement. Keys which have more than one flat, like two flats, right? If given key is one flat, F major, then my additional key would be with two flats or zero accidentals, too. One key difference from the original home key.
Yeah.
That's very classical thinking, of course, nothing too extravagant. But sometimes I think about major or minor third relationship with that home key. For example, from F major to A major, that would be major third up. Or F major to A flat major, that could work as well. Or downward, F major to D major, or F major to D flat major. So I choose the most colorful key, but within the possibilities of the performer, I would say. And I could also choose additional keys within the same key to modulate in the middle as well. Like from that middle key, I could venture 2-3 times before returning to the home key. That would make my piece even more colorful. What do you think, Ausra?
Yes, I actually use the same methods, especially I love that. No, going third up or third down is always works very nicely. But also like choosing the parallel keys and closely related keys if I want to be more conservative. And let's say C major, C minor, A minor, A major, these things kind of work too. Just basically things based on the borrowed system chords. And of course, like I don't use so much like harmonic modulations because I think
Which ones?
Enharmonic
Okay.
modulations, because that's not my style, not yet anyway. It would be probably too chromatic and too romantic and
Yeah, that's a little late romantic.
yes,
You have
yeah.
to think very tonally how to approach it, how to modulate using diminished seventh chord or the dominant seventh
Yes,
chord.
yeah. And probably I don't modulate often thinking as about tonic as about the common chord for both keys. This also would be probably not good for modern music. But it's just like intuition, basically. As a musician, you need to hear what is is working and what is working not. So, but of course, you have to modulate, because if you will compose entire piece in just in one key, it will not work in most cases. It's very boring in that way.
Let's come back after a few sips of water from our Secrets of Organ Playing cup. Or it's a mug actually. If you want to check it out, it's available in the description of this video. Do you like our Secrets of Organ Playing mug, Ausra?
Yes, I like it. And I have mine too, but didn't bring it today.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Nice. We should put both of them on the mantelpiece. Excellent. So, and continuing our conversation about how we choose keys in our compositions, another thing that is worth mentioning is you have to think about the home key and its tonic chord. Let's say C major, right? C major, C, E, G. And then if you want to modulate, let's say, to F sharp major, which is very distant key, 6 sharps, and you compare how many common notes there are in those F sharp major and C major chords, right? And there are none. Therefore, the keys are very, widely apart. Tritone relationship, augmented fourth, and therefore it's usable, but it will be, extremely colorful relationship if you want to use it, but it would be very sudden as well, very contrasting. Let's say if you want to use perfect fourth or perfect fifth relationship from C major to F major, or from C to G, right? Then C major and G major has a few notes in common, right? In that key, in that chord, C major and G major. How many notes, Ausra? Oh, just one.
Yes, it's just one. Are you checking if I'm
I do,
like
I do.
in good mental state or what?
Yeah, I don't like talking alone. So
So why did you choose example from going from C major to F sharp major? Because what I would do in that case, if my goal is to go from C major to F sharp major, what I would do, I would choose like another key in the middle of these two.
for a proper modulation, yes, with the intermediate key. But if you just juxtaposing those two keys, like in a lot of modern music composers do, especially French composers, I'm thinking about Langlais especially, it's nothing uncommon to juxtapose C major and F sharp major, or G flat major for that matter. But let's say if you want to do C major and G major, then there is one note in common with them, G, right? And which means it's a closely related key. Major minor third relationship, it has also one note in common. Let's say C major and E flat major, right? Note G belongs to both
Yes,
chords, G, and therefore they are kind of related also, and helps to smoothen the juxtaposition of those keys. That's why Rien says you can use different key every few bars, but it all feels so smooth because the keys have some notes in common. And actually, C major and E flat major, if you think there are more notes than just one in common if you compare the scales, C major and G flat major. Let's say F note in common is the same, G is the same, right? Obviously C too, F, C and G.
And if Rien thinks that I'm changing keys a lot, and very often he should look at your compositions, your earliest compositions. Like you compose a few pieces where you change, keys so often and so drastically. And those pieces would be composed in a fast tempo. So some of them are for organ duets. So what I would do in my score while playing, I would just, put the number for me. Let's see, number 3 and the sign of flat, and then let's see 6 sharps. Again the number and sharp, and that's it, because I would not be able to look at the key signature, to see what kind of keys there are, because it would be just not enough time, to count them all the accidentals.
And that's one of the best ways to learn to improvise, switching keys is to actually think about the number of accidentals you're using in a particular episode in your mind, or even telling out loud. 0 accidentals, 3 sharps, 2 flats, 3 sharps, 0 accidentals again. And you keep playing for a number of measures. And that's one of the ways to familiarize yourself with the circle of fifths, with every theoretical concept that is useful in this case too.
And you could also improvise in 4 hands in that way.
We have done this before.
Yes, we have done that before.
But you have to
it was fun. We haven't
you
done
have to
it
whisper
in a while. Yes.
in one another's ear what's coming up next. If you know that episode in 4 hands and feet is going to have a certain amount of accidentals, then you play. Of course, you come up with the meter ahead of time, and then you keep playing tunes in that meter, and then when it's time to switch, you just either tell in advance or whisper in your ear.
Or you could, just count measures and let's see that you will change the key like in every 4 or every 8 measures, and that's it.
What's coming up next?
And you could, add like one accidental after another, while you reach, let's say 6 sharps, then, you change them into 6 flats, and then you can go back, and that, so everything is possible.
If you do it long enough, you don't even need to tell in advance. You just feel or hear
Sure.
what the other person is doing. We should play something like that next time we are at the church. And there is no Undamari student around. If we are waiting, we could improvise for you.
Yes, we could do that. That would be fun.
All right, guys. Good question. Rin, thank you so much. So please send us more of the questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
He has hundreds of courses, coaching and practice materials for every area of organ playing, thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you like our organ music, you can also support us on Buy Me a Coffee platform.
Find out more at buymeacoffee.com/organduo.